Please feel free to stop me at any time. Ask questions. Remember, there's no such thing as a stupid question. We're all here to learn. I'm not an expert on this device. I don't like to believe I am. I'm also learning it on a daily basis as I go along. And believe it or not, because we also do technical support, the only way I get to learn and master these systems, lack of a better word, is because of the technicians. Each and every challenge that the guys face on site, they bring it to us, and that's how I learn the device. That's how I learn these functionalities, the limitations. So I'm here to share that knowledge and pass it on to you. So as I've mentioned, these are the different intercom systems that Accentronix has. They have a variety of devices that you can choose for different for your client's requirements. There are clients who want basically an access control system that won't make any calls. They just want to something that they can open the gate with without having to put a physical intercom by the gate. So in most of the times when I do get those inquiries from the guys who say, listen, so my client just needs something that they can operate the gate. They don't need any intercom physically. I usually quote them what we call a nano, right? And this you can install inside a gate motor, and all the devices works on 12 to 24 volts DC. So with this little, I like to call this an intercom, but it's not an intercom, but it is. It is fully an intercom. It does everything an intercom does except making calls. It generates OTPs from the app. You can connect wireless keypads to this device. You can connect wired keypad to this device. You can connect up to 4 or 5 keypads if you want to. You can also connect tags and also remotes. Alright. Like I've mentioned,
So is that little plastic freaking little thing?
this little mampara here.
Oh my goodness, okay.
This little mampara is a dynamite. You're gonna see.
Sure.
Sorry, is the one on top there?
Yeah. So there's two kinds of these.
Okay.
There's a nano, which is a 10 user.
Oh,
There's a nano plus, which is a 10,000 user.
okay.
Meaning that it's the same size, same everything. This is just for 10 users, more your domestic, more your one-on-one clients. Your client who says, I want something by my house to open the gate via my phone. I can also generate OTPs for my visitors. You can give them a nano, which is a 10 user, right? And then more for your complexes, more for your businesses, you can give them a nano plus, which is 10,000 users. Right? So, as I've mentioned, you can install this in a gate motor at a security estate. Control your gate with your mobile phone, missed calls, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi backup. It works with LTE networks, manages users' remote and tags from the cloud. Visitor one-time PIN, bike lane remote and tags, advanced access control logs, home automation features, advanced monitoring and control of your electric fence. So the last part, with the very same device, you can also control your energizer. Mainly your Mellons M18s and M28s. But remember, if you want to purchase this device for access control, you cannot use the same device again to control your energizer. It's either you use it for access control or you use it to just switch on your energizer on and off. So basically with this, a lot of guys, what they do is that, especially for the guys that install for your at schools, they put energizers in schools or ShopRite. I know one company, Bishosek, they have energizers for ShopRite. So what they've done with this system is that they bought a nano, right? And then the energizer, it automatically switches on and off at certain times. They set that all on the portal. So during the night time, it will switch on. For example, let's say it will switch on from 4 p.m. switch on high voltage, and then it will switch off at 6 a.m. Automatically Monday to Friday. As well as the client can also do that automatically, put it on high voltage, low voltage, switch it on and off as they please. So you can put it inside a gate motor, connect the devices, and then this is the app setup or the portal rather. And then it has missed calls. All of these devices have functions of a missed call. and then please call me, and then app via network, and then app via Bluetooth, and then you can connect a remote on all of these, and then tags, and then wired keypad, and then the wireless keypad, which is your ET1. But this one it's no longer used. So previously, Accentronix devices, when it came to the wireless keypad, they used to collaborate with ET. You would install an ET receiver with a wireless ET. So now they've discontinued it because it doesn't work well with their devices. So they've created, or rather assembled one of their own, which is a wireless keypad. This is not out yet. We're still testing it, but it's working really, really well.
Nice.
This has a lifespan of 20,000 OTPs. After 20,000 OTPs, you simply just open the screws. There's batteries inside here, little batteries, and then you just replace them, and then the cycle will start again. 20,000 OTPs. So when we were busy testing it, I had a question for them to say, is there a way that we can be able to see in terms of how many OTPs are remaining?
Yeah.
Because you might find yourself in a situation whereby you're not aware that you are approaching your 20,000 OTPs,
Yeah.
and on that day you'll find that the keypad isn't functioning anymore, but that's because the OTPs have come on full max. So they said they want to work on it, just so that you can, on the portal you can at least see how many OTPs are left. But with this wireless keypad, you can connect it 30 meters line of sight from the device.
That's true.
30 meters line of sight from the device. If there's any walls in between, obviously, of the frequencies, it won't work that well. That is why most of the times, the reason why some of the products have a bad name is because of the guys not knowing actually what are the specs and what are the requirements. Hence why the training is very important, because what you sell to the client, you go there, you install it, it doesn't work, it has a bad reflection on yourself, on the product as well. Now we get all of these back calls and back and forth, the device, come take this thing out, blah 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 and so forth. But when we go to site, if needs be, when we get to site, when we do our inspection, only to find that you didn't actually follow the necessary requirements in the specs. That's when these trainings are very important. So line of sight, 30 meters. If there is a wall, at least let it be one wall, but let it be 10 meters away from the device at least. If there's a wall between the device and the wireless keypad, right?
So you said that 20,000
OTPs.
OTPs, but then you need to change the battery. So it's not really the OTP that reaches the limit, it's just the battery can cater for that
Just
power.
the lifespan of the battery.
Alright.
It's not really the OTPs.
Yeah.
But that is why I said to them, the developers there, is that let's find a way where we can log in
Monitor
on
that.
portal. Let's monitor
Yeah.
the usage.
Yeah.
If not the usage, then the battery span.
Yes.
Let it tell us in terms of, is the battery 30%? Now we
Exactly,
need to
yeah.
purchase another battery.
What type of battery does it use?
Is it, we're gonna open it here and then you're gonna see them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have your cell switch nanos and your nano plus, which is something that I've mentioned here.
Yes.
So when it comes to these devices, like I've mentioned, if you wanna use a nano, 10 users, and you wanna use tags or remotes, you can only use 10 tags or remotes. You can use tags and remotes on the same device. It's either you give them tags if they want tags, it's either you give them remotes if they want remotes. You cannot have both on the same device, not unless you master enslave, which you want to do later.
Okay.
So, like I've mentioned, 10 users, your nano can add 10 remotes or 10 tags. Then you have your Nano Plus, which is 10,000 users, remote or tags. And then it is supplied with a single LTE. It has a SIM card here. Perhaps maybe you might ask, where the hell is the SIM card? If you open it here, it has a SIM card inside here. So all of the Accentronix devices, they come with SIM cards on them. When you purchase it, it has a SIM card.
Okay.
There's no need for you to go buy another SIM card. I strongly disagree with some of the guys who will actually say, so the network that side, because 90% is Vodacom. They have a contract with Vodacom. And you'll find guys who will say, listen buddy, the network that side, Vodacom is not working well. I'm actually going to take this SIM card out and put an MTN. Go for it, but I wouldn't advise it. There's a reason why their SIM cards come with the devices. So please do not, even if the signal is bad, because the signal that is required is 13 for the device to be able to work. And remember, even if the GSM signal is low, the system will still operate via Bluetooth. They can still open the gate via Bluetooth. It varies in terms of, are you getting them in a mini, which it makes outgoing calls. Obviously with outgoing calls it needs to connect to the tower. But if it's a Nano or Nano Plus or Infinity, there's no need to worry about signal and stuff like that, because we're generally using it just to generate OTPs, make a missed call, and then exactly just for access control. So it is supplied with a SIM card, and then you have two inputs on this device here, and then you have two outputs, and then they both open contact relays, and then you have a built-in high gain antenna, then you have a built-in nice receiver. Basically meaning that when you purchase those devices, all of them, they work on an ET nice remotes. They're currently working with Accentronix. Probably next year that they want to have Nova's receivers onto their system. Exactly. For now it's ET. So they have an on-build receiver. Unlike some of the devices where I know that when you need to load remotes, you need a certain or specific device that will give you access to read the serial number of the remotes. But with these ones, they all have a built-in receiver, which is this one here, which is that one there, and then which is this one here. And then you have a built-in Bluetooth, and then you have a backup Wi-Fi connection, then works with 12 volts, 24 volts DC max, 200 milliamps. Then you can control it via app, remote tags, and OTPs. Then you have your Infinity, which works more or less the same. It is just in terms of the shape and the size is not the same, but its functionalities are sort of the same. So this one is the Infinity. Infinity doesn't have your 10 users, it's only on a 10,000 user basis. So this is your Infinity device. And then look at the specs, it comes with the SIM card. When you open these two screws here, and you open this lid up, there's a SIM card inside. And remember, with these SIM cards, there's no need for you to actually take out the SIM card, insert it onto your phone to get the SIM card number. It comes with a package. When you purchase the device, there's a package outside with a SIM card number. I'll show you as we go along in terms of how to register the device on the portal so that it becomes live. And then it has 4 inputs. It has 2 outputs, one built-in relay, one open contact relay, supplied with an external antenna with 2 meter length. Then it's built-in nice receiver, built-in Bluetooth, backup Wi-Fi connection, and then works with 24 volts DC. So with the backup Wi-Fi, it essentially means that these devices can connect to your Wi-Fi as well. But it has to be 10 meters line of sight from the router for the device to connect. So those little informations that the guys miss, those are the things that actually lead to the device in terms of the client's expectations not meeting the client's expectations, because you're selling them this pipe dream that we can connect the device, the router can stay there, the device can be far away from the gate or whatever the case is. So it needs to be 10 meters away from the device or from the router line of sight. Then it can connect via Wi-Fi. You just need to put the SSID of the Wi-Fi, the password, and then it will use Wi-Fi as its primary connectivity. When the Wi-Fi shuts down because of whatever, and then it uses the GSM as a secondary connectivity, meaning there's always connection to the device.
Would you then recommend, rather than removing the SIM card and putting an MTN, if you've got now bad poor quality, put in a pay-as-you-go router with an MTN SIM card in, and then have that as a backup of a primary, and then you've got the two networks.
You can, but remember, it's only Accentronix and us. I'm not sure who's another distributor here that have that portal.
Yeah.
We call it a repair portal,
Yeah.
where we can change the original number of the SIM card to the one that you want to use.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a matter of you taking the SIM card out, inserting it, and then you plug it in. Because what would happen is that it will flash constantly, not connecting to any tower.
Yeah.
So that is why when we usually do the upgrades from the 2G to the 4G, which is the 4G, this one here, what we usually do, if you say, so I have an old device that needs to be upgraded, bring it to me. Then what I will usually ask is the SIM card number. That is the only thing I need. Because with that SIM card number, I need to convert it from the portal to say, you were using this number, now use this new number here. Because remember also with the SIM cards, there are SIM cards that are 2G and the ones that are 4G. That's why you probably find, I'm not sure whether you've noticed with the SIM card, there's your 4Ks SIM card is usually your 4G SIM cards. So it's not just a matter of plug and play, putting it in, you're taking it out. You need to do it on the portal as well. So that if you change the number, you say, listen buddy, I want to change it, but I'm going to use Wi-Fi as this primary connectivity, but because due to network issues. And then, again, one thing that I stress, you need to make sure that the SIM card is a VoLTE activated, or else it's not going to work. You get a lot of guys as well, they'll go to, especially where we are, there's a street that's called Julie's in Germiston, where they sell these SIM cards. Most of the guys, when we actually do the test and stuff, and you tell them, okay, go to MTN at the mall and go Rika a SIM card, ask them to give you an LTE activated SIM card. They just quickly go here because they don't want a Rika, which is fine. Then they purchase the 5 SIM card, they come back and then it doesn't work. So that's why their SIM card, you need to make sure there's a VoLTE activated. And then as well on the app, remotes, tags, and OTPs. And then you have your intercom range, which, sorry?
So that SIM card, we should have to load any airtime or...
We're gonna go to that. So, okay, let's just deal with that now. So on your access control devices, these ones, your Nanos, your Nano Plus, and your Infinity, you do not load airtime, no data.
Okay.
You don't load anything. You just plug and enjoy.
That's good.
It's part of Accentronix to keep the device online. It is part of the subscription that the client or you pay. Because this is a subscription-based system where you need to pay an annual fee. Which you're going to go through that on the subscriptions towards the end of the training. But you do not load airtime on this because it's going to deactivate the data bundles on their SIM card.
So the better don't need to change the SIM card, that's right.
Yeah. But the only thing that you need to put airtime on is these devices that make outgoing calls, but not data. Some systems you need to put data to connect it to cloud, but this one you don't. It is part of the subscription Accentronix has because they have a contract with Vodacom. So these outgoing ones, because they make outgoing calls to your cell phone, you need to put your own airtime, but not data. Alright? So they have 4 types. You have your 2 buttons, you have your mini, you have your index, you have your complex. But the most sold one is your mini. This is the one that sells the most. Which is this one here.
The mini.
The mini. Which is maybe a device that you'll probably see every now and then when it comes to the intercom. Because these ones you won't be able to see them anyway. But this one, this is just the back of the intercom. This is how it looks from the back. Where you'll get your SIM card, you'll get your 3 relays, you'll get your receiver, you get your antenna, you get your keypad, you get your microphone, and you get your speaker. And I don't even remember replacing a speaker or microphone on these devices. That's how good it is.
Cool. I was just about to ask, are those parts individually obtainable and
individually obtainable, but I've never replaced them. I've never.
Bragging rights.
No, just to put it out there, you know, if the system is good, it is good.
But being from Cape Town, where the humidity and also the rust factor, so that's a good
Exactly. So with your intercom range, you have your 10,000 users and more than tags, and then it directly connects calls to your mobile cell phone, right? And then it's supplied as well with a SIM card. You have your 2 inputs, 3 outputs, built-in relays, as you can see there. And then it's supplied with an antenna. And then you have a built-in nice receiver, pleasing Bluetooth, backup Wi-Fi, same application. Then we'll do the demonstrations a bit later. And then this is the app review. So the welcome message, which is the nice part about the system, is that every time you load someone onto the system, it sends them a welcome message. The welcome message will have the intercom number. Below it will have your link to download the app, right? Which is something you wanna do. I'm gonna load your numbers onto the system. Then you can be able to experience that. You're gonna get a welcome message. I don't need to tell you which, because some of the clients will actually want to know what app store must I download. So it has the link for you. If you're using an Apple, it will direct you to App Store. If you're using an Android, it will direct you to your Play Store. As soon as you press the link, it directs you to your App Store. You download the app, and then you put your own OTPs, and then boom, you have the app. After being added to the access control list, users will receive a free welcome message and can download the Accentronix app from the App Store. You can customize this message to however you want to, but on default, it's just want to give you the complex name, and then it's going to give you the intercom number. But if you want to, customize it a bit, add some of your vibe there, you can do that. It allows you to do that. But essentially, it will send you on all of these devices, whether it's an access control device or whether it's an intercom that makes outgoing calls. Every time I load you, it will send you a welcome message. If I don't want the system to send you a welcome message, I can deactivate it, not to send any welcome message. And then automatic app setup. After installing the app, users will be prompted to enter their cell phone numbers. The system will then verify which device have that number on their access control list and automatically load their appropriate app buttons. And then seamless device control. Users can control all linked devices via the app configured buttons. The app prioritizes Bluetooth for connection, and if that fails, it automatically switches to network for uninterrupted control. So with this device, first is your Bluetooth to open the gate. It prioritizes Bluetooth. If not, then your alternative connectivity so that there's no interruptions. That's why even if the GSM is down, the system will still open the gate via the Bluetooth. You'll actually see on the app when we trigger, some it will say connecting via Bluetooth, some it will say connecting via the internet, depending on what you have on. And then push notifications. All notification will also be received through the app. If someone, you generate an OTP, they've used that OTP, you want to get a push notification to say your visitor has entered, your visitor has exited. Alright? And then this is the welcome message, how it looks like when you receive it on your SMS. It's gonna give you the complex name, welcome message, call. It's gonna give you the intercom number to tell you can call this number to open the gate for a missed call. And then below it's gonna give you instructions, and this link will actually direct you to downloading the app. And then as soon as you've downloaded the app, it's gonna ask you for your cell phone number, you put it there. It sends you an OTP, you put your OTP, you activate, and then boom, you have your app. You have your app with the app buttons.
Simple.
These can be configured. It's very simple. You're gonna see when you do when you actually do it. These are the app buttons that can be configured by however and whoever. Yes, sir.
So, how many OTP can you generate per unit or per household?
So, when it comes to the OTP, it's really the administrator or the owner of the device who actually decides in terms of how the OTPs really work. What I mean is that if let me give you an example. When I set up a device on your behalf, when I register the device for the first time, I become the owner of the device, right? So it's very also important to understand what the customer needs, because that's where it gets tricky. You need to ask your customer whether the OTPs that they want to generate is an OTP that will work in and out and then expires, or an OTP that will work multiple times. Meaning that on the portal, I can set it up to say, if it's an Airbnb, I've set it up for one guy because he quoted for Airbnb. Obviously, with an Airbnb, you don't need to generate a unique code every now and then for your visitor. I mean, your visitor is coming to visit for a week or 3 days. They need to use only one code to come in and out, only one code. And what I've said to him is that just generate it in a way that it allows the BNB owner to generate one pin and give it to their client, but that client can use it for that specific period of time. If it's a complex, obviously you'll want one OTP in and one OTP out. But with one OTP, I can come in, with that very same OTP, I exit the complex. But that OTP expires. So it's all done on the portal in terms of how the OTP, because with that one OTP, if it's a multiple OTP use, I can send it to you, I can send it to him, I can send it to him, they can all use it. Because it will only expire at that specific time that you set it to expire. If you generate an OTP and you say 6 o'clock this evening, it must expire, then you send it to all of us. We can use one code to come in and out, in and out, in and out. But yeah, exactly. But by 6, it cuts. One guy actually, what he done is that because that complex sometimes they have events. So what he's done on the portal, he changes it every now and then. If they have an event on a certain weekend, and then they set it to generate one OTP for their guests, so that whoever's generating an OTP for their business, I can use that for in and out, and coming in and out. But as soon as the event is done, he changes back to one in and one out. But we'll get to that, you'll understand. And then, okay, those are the F buttons. And then this is your OTPs, what I meant. So the app offers the flexibility to send one-time OTPs to visitors, providing secure and convenient access control. Customizable options, admin, you see when it says admins, this is where it's important because these are people that have powers to change the device exactly how we, the end users, experience it. So admins can configure the OTPs for either a single entry and exit, or for multiple users that can span over several days. The delivery method, OTPs can be sent via SMS or WhatsApp, allowing users to choose their preferred communication methods. Real-time notification, once the OTP is used, the sender will instantly receive a notification in the app confirming that the PIN has been utilized. So again, this part is very important because it's the admin that configures it, but we'll go through that. I'll show you what I mean. And then this is how you do it when you have the app. This is for the end users. This is how they select. This is an old app, by the way. You're going to see once you download the app, you're going to have a newer version, not unless you are using and also a new phone. That's when I'll be able to judge you if your app looks like this. Then you can select the contact, and then you can give them what time the PIN will expire, and then you can send it via SMS or via WhatsApp. And then as soon as they receive it, this is how they receive their OTPs. It will give them. Another cool thing about this is that once you receive an OTP, it sends you a geolocation of where the complex is, or where you are rather. Especially for your Uber Eats, your Checkers 6060, if they don't know where you live, you've just ordered food and you need to quickly send them a PIN, they don't need to go to their Google and put, the PIN will attach a link or a Google geolocation of where the complex is. But all of those, you need to configure them on the portal so that when you send an OTP, this is how it will look like. Some will have an image, depending on how the geolocation, how you do it. Because what I usually do, you go to your Google map, you put the address there, then you just copy that geolocation, and then you paste it. I'll show you on the portal. You paste it there, so that what it does is that when you send an OTP out, it displays like this. It has a link, a Google map to where the location of the complex is. And then they can insert the OTPs in one of these three, and then you'll be able to see on your notifications as well that the visitor OTP which expires as soon as you've generated one. And then the built-in receiver for LT devices. All devices come equipped with a built-in nice receiver, enabling direct linking of remotes to the unit. Remotes are directly assigned to a person's name, which with each user and corresponding timestamp recorded in the logs of easy tracking. So it has logs we can be able to track. Remote can be pre-registered in the system and will only become functioning once linked to a user on the Accentronix portal. So the pre-registered remotes, what it essentially means is that if I have a complex, let's say in Sandton, and I'm here in Centurion, and they just give me a call to say they need 40 remotes. What I can do is that on my workshop, if I've got a device that is in my workshop, I can pre-register remotes to their side while I'm here. I don't need to go to site, sit down, assign a remote each. I can do it off-site. That's what it means. I can pre-register them to that device, and then once I go to site, I just hand the remotes and then they will assign it. But you've already pre-registered them. They're there on the system. They just need to assign it to the individuals, and that is done. And then time-based access restrictions. Users can be restricted to enter during specific times and days, and those restrictions will apply to any linked remotes. Again, you can restrict users to enter the complex at certain times. If there is a domestic worker, a gardener who needs to enter the complex from 6 until 3, Monday to Friday, you can restrict them to enter only on the specific time. If you issue them a remote, that remote will only work from 6 until 3. After that, it will not work. But here's the nice thing. Even if the remote after 3 doesn't work and they've tried to gain access, we can be able to see on the logs that your remote has been rejected by the device. Why were you trying to enter when you know very well that by 3 you shouldn't be gaining access to the complex? And then remote management, admins can easily remove any remotes or entry from anywhere, providing flexibility and efficiency control over tags. So this is the tag reader. Tag reader, you can connect it to all of these devices. You can connect it to your Nano, you can connect it to your Infinity, you can connect it to your Mini, your 2 buttons, whatever the case is. This is a tag reader where the client says we need tags for our employees so that they can tag and then we can keep track who tagged at what time and so forth. So this option is available, but you can only use the Accentronix tag reader. As soon as you tag, it will also load it. Who tagged? You can load as many tags as you want, 3 or 4 tags in one device if you want to. The tag comes with an interface. With that one interface, you can connect up to 3 or 4 tag readers if you want to, right? And then all devices are fully compatible with the Accentronix tag reader, which each device compatible of connecting up to 3 tag readers. Tag will continue to function even if the network is down, ensuring uninterrupted access. And then tags are directly assigned to a person's names with each use recorded in the logs along with the timestamp, allowing for detailed tracking of access.
I think so. Sorry, how many logs transactions does it log?
As long as the
Okay,
device.
sorry.
So
You've
usually
got unlimited
no,
backlog.
no. So usually the device updates every 3 hours.
Okay.
Then it will give you the latest log every 3 hours.
Okay.
But if you are an admin of the device, if your email address is linked to this device, you can tell the device to give you logs now. I mean, imagine if there is something that happened now, we need to get the logs now. You cannot wait for 3 hours. We need to get the logs now to see what actually happened now. I can go to the device and just push a button that says send logs. With that send logs, I refresh the portal, it sends the logs now. Instead of 3 hours. Exactly.
Cool.
Then pre-register tag, the same principle we use to register the remote offsite is the same concept that you use with the tags. So tags can be pre-registered on the systems and they will only become functional once they are linked to a user on the Accentronix portal. Users can be restricted to enter during specific times and days, and those restrictions will apply to any linked tags. Admins can easily remove any tags or entry from anywhere, providing flexibility, efficient control over the device. Are we still together?
Mm.
You still understand? So this is the complex. It's called a complex. It's not a mini, it's a complex. It comes with its own rain shield. The rain shield is sold separately from the device. It has an anti-theft, right? And then your nanos with 2 tag readers, one nano with 1 tag reader, infinity with 1 tag reader. And then cloud intercommunicated devices. This is what I meant when I said when you installing one device, you can only decide to use remote or text. But if I have this on the main gate and the client says we actually want to control within the same building, we can give them a slave device, which then comes a master and slave situation, where this becomes the master and then this becomes the slave. I can add remotes here and I can add tags here. So if the client says we need tag readers within our building, where you can tag and open the door, you can put a medlock, and then it releases the medlock, and then I want on the main gate so that our visitor can call us. Is that possible? The system can do that, where you can have tags and remote on the same device because of the master and slave.
Okay.
And then devices can be interconnected via the cloud, ensuring that any user added to the main device is accessible to all connected devices. Meaning that when you add someone, a new employee, for example, you add them on the master, and then the slave will take all the information. So you load them on the master, and then the slave will sync all that information in. Alright? And then remote and text cannot be connected to a single device, like I've mentioned. Not remote. It's either remote or it's either text. And then you can, however, set up a master device with remote and link another device with text. Master and slave. Master, remote, text.
Just out of curiosity, why, if it does the same protocol for the different types, tag and remote, why can't you do 10 tags, 10 remotes?
On one device.
On one device.
So, for me, that is a marketing strategy.
Okay.
You can, but they don't want you to do that because
Okay.
imagine if it's less money for them if I may put it.
That makes sense, yes.
It makes sense because you can get this device and put tags and so they want you to. So if you want that situation, you need to buy another device. If you want to put tags and readers, it's sort of. There is a. All of them
That's
have
not
that.
actually what I was asking previously. That little. Yeah.
All of them
Tricks of
have
the
that.
trade.
Exactly.
Okay. Makes sense. Alright.
Shared access control list. Both devices will share the same access control list, but individual settings can be adjusted on each device for optimum control. And then with the master and slave, something I also want to share. If, for example, you're using a Nano Plus as a master, and you've loaded about, let's say, 500 users on the 10,000 Nano Plus, right? You don't need to get another slave, which is your Nano Plus. A slave you can get a Nano, a 10 user, which is much cheaper than the Plus. It will still work because all the information is actually linked to the master. So the slave doesn't think about its limitations when it comes to synchronizing all the information in of the 10 users because the master is the one that's giving information to the slave. So I've had cases where guys would actually say, is it a must that I get a mini as a master and another mini as a slave? You don't have to. You can get a Nano Plus and slave it with a normal Nano. And then this is how the whole setup looks like, right? Where you can get your typical security state, where you have your main intercom, and then you have your exit gate where you've connected to that, infinity, and then your pedestrian gate, where you have your Nano with 2 tags, and then your swimming pool with 1 Nano and 1 tag. And then your energizer. Okay, this is where you connect your energizer on only these 2 devices, which is your Nano Plus and a normal Nano and the Infinity. This is how you actually connect them. The inputs, these 2 inputs, you actually take them to your strobe on your Melon M18 or M28, your inputs, and then your positive and negative, you take them where the keypad goes in, and then you're simply done. Our system is fully integrated with name tag, JVA, and Galaga, and provides full control and monitoring on your Accentronix app. And then programming Energizer remotely, send keypad programming codes to the device through our app to program the Energizer. And then arm and disarm with missed call or app buttons. So basically when the Energizer is off, I can simply call that cell phone number of the device, it will switch it on. Without going to the app itself, it will automatically switch it on. Then we can also have get alarm and status notification on our Accentronix app, and then your fence health and battery status. Also, when Energizer goes on alarm, it will give you a call. Remember, this is not an intercom that makes outgoing calls, but this one with an Energizer, if you short it, it will give you a call. There's a section on the portal where it says call number on alert. So as soon as someone touches it or whatever the case is, and then the Energizer just receives the pulse, then it will give you a call. Not a call that you can actually answer and speak. It's just a call to notify you that your electric fence at home, something went off. Then you can go to your CCTV and check which zone went off or what is happening. So it can do that. And then you have your license disc scanner, which we also going to go through, which has two versions of the scanner. There's a basic version, there's an advanced version of the scanner. This is an advanced version of the scanner. So with an advanced version of the scanner, Accentronix license disc scanners offers a complete solution for visitors management via the following features. Visitor scanning options. Visitors can be scanned either by sending in one-time PIN from the tenant or by directly calling the tenants from the scanner. All visitors' details are captured and displayed in real time, and the scanner logs within our portal. The scanner settings can be customized to meet your specific needs. The scanner is compatible with all the Accentronix devices. So again, I know other complexes where we've quoted just a Mini Plus, Nano Plus, and with a scanner. It's an intercom is all. Because they don't want to dark calls and run your goosenecks and everything. Yeah. They don't want that. They just wanted an intercom system that is wireless. So that's what we gave them, is that you can get this Nano, provided that there's a security guard, obviously. Because with this device, a security guard can give you a call. It's like an intercom. To say, listen buddy, there's someone here, can I open for him? Yeah, sure. Then he continues scanning. Then when he's done scanning, he can open the gate via the scanner. So you don't have a physical intercom. Because there are some complexes who are strict in terms of building and stuff like that. And then the basic version of the scanner is just an electronic logbook. That's just a basic version. For the guys that actually don't want something to open and close, they just want something to access control, to check who went in, who went out. Especially for Airbnb, you need to see who was scanned in as a visitor in case something happens, you have proof. As opposed to the security guard filling it in manually, this replaces that. There's a monthly fee. On the basic version is 250 rands per month, and then the advanced version is 600 per month. But once you purchase the scanner, I'm not sure in terms of the price, but you purchase it once off, and then you pay the monthly fee rather, not the annual fee. And then the basic version functions are as an electronic logbook, where the license disc and the driver's license are scanned and recorded on the Accentronix portal. And then the advanced version, which is what we have here, it gives you more functionalities. The advanced versions allows for additional information to be scanned, including vehicle, pedestrians, residents being visited, the reason for visit, number of occupant, visitor's mobile number, license scan, license disc scan. Car photo is optional for both versions. Scanning the license or the license disc links entry with exit, right? And then this is the portal side of the scanner. This is actually quite nice because it gives you a graph in terms of how many people were scanned in and how many were scanned out. As you can see, the total entry was 1,490 and the total exit was 1,284 for that specific day or that specific period. So with this, we can be able to see that it's either the security guard isn't scanning everyone out because these needs to go hand in hand. You scan 5 in, you scan 5 out. That's a pure mess. So with this, we can be able to go to the security company to say, listen guys, we are not happy with your services due to this factor here. As you can see, it will give you dates and then it will give you the draft. So you can present this to the security company to say, these are the indifferences that we are detecting from the security guard. You actually can see that the scans in and the scans out aren't the same. Then, yeah, I'm not going to go through this, but it's just more or less on what we've touched on. And then, more or less the same as well as here. And then this is it comes with a subscription. So the subscription on the Infinity is 419. So basically, your minis, your complexes is 419 rands excluding VAT, plus 2 rands per user per year. Meaning 2 rands per user per year is 17 cents per month per user. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
17 cents. So basically is 419 ex VAT plus 2 rands per user per year. That's the annual fees.
Okay.
Right? And then the intercom complex mini and the index, those are the fees. The 2 button with more than 10 users, right? And then you have your nanos with less than 10 users is 99 rands excluding VAT. And then intercom 2 buttons with less than 10 users is free of charge. I personally don't understand why they've made this 2 button, because you can only call 2 numbers from the intercom directly, which is something I don't understand. But you can add 10,000 users onto the system, but you can only call about 2 of them directly from the intercom, which is something that I don't understand. So devices with 10 or more users, the basic subscription is 419 including VAT, with an additional 2 rands per user per year, 17 cents per user per month. So those are the subscriptions of the device itself. There's a subscription. And then these are some of the subscriptions as well and what the devices comes with. So I'm not going to go through everything here. And then just the most important is that no airtime is needed on a cell switch and a cell switch nano when on subscription. No airtime needed. You're not making any outgoing calls. And then subscriptions to be renewed by the owner every 1 year. So they need to renew the subscription every 1 year. This is how they do it. And then, yeah. So what we want to do now, we just want to quickly go through the portal.
That payment per year goes directly to
Accentronix.
So you've got the option to say either for your customer, saying that, okay, there you go, we install, register everything and you do the payment, or I can say I'm going to administer it on your behalf and you charge him.
So what usually happens is that if you register the device for the first time yourself, you become the owner, right?
Yes.
Now you are the installer, right? You become the owner of the device, not physically the owner, but on the system you are the owner of the device. So how it works is that if you do not take ownership away from yourself and give it to your client, you're now liable for the subscription.
Okay.
Because what it does is that it looks for the owner's details and sends you that invoice via email to say, listen buddy, you need to make payment within 3 months due to your subscription coming to an end. Now imagine if your client is unaware that the subscription is about to end. I mean, you've taken away that the joy from them to actually, now they are realizing that no, our system has been off for quite some time because the subscription wasn't paid. But you haven't actually made your
Done
own
the handover,
generations.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's why I always advise, when I do it, I move the device for myself, I now share it with you, but I remain as an admin. I give you ownership.
No, yes.
I advise you to also do the same. When you do your handover to your client, I also advise that when you've done showing him how it works, move the ownership away from you and give it to them. Remain an admin. For
That's what I
just-
was, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
remain an admin.
that's something in the field which is a bit sometimes frustrating because the client aren't always there, or you need to finish your installation. So the nice thing would always be to get yourself onto the system as an administrator or installer, and then share it with them, giving them all the access, whatever, and you can at least monitor on your side as well. Where if he's got a problem, you can phone, you can say, hey, let me get onto the portal, let me have a look,
Check.
it's fine, I'll bill
Exactly.
you, whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it also depends, because there are some instances where some other body corporates, the installers wouldn't actually want to give them full access in terms of setting
Yeah.
off the device, because they fiddle around.
Yeah.
We get that quite a lot, where you do your technical assistance, where the guy will say, so this thing is not, when you check at the portal, something was turned off,
Yeah.
which wasn't supposed to be turned off.
Or vice versa.
Or vice versa. Then when you-
Bodycorp doesn't want you
Exactly.
to have any access.
Exactly.
to it.
Now when you ask, they're like, no, it wasn't me. I'm sure it's one of the body corporates
Yeah.
who actually does that.
Yeah.
Because I don't blame them. Sometimes they will say they get bored and think that other system.
There's always a little engineer somewhere that thinks he knows everything.
All of these complexes have a smart guy.
Yeah.
They all have an engineer who knows how this is, who can figure it
Yeah.
out in terms of how it works. And some of the installers would actually say, I'm just going to give you access to load and remove users.
Yes.
Everything else, leave it to me.
Yeah.
If the system, perhaps the triggers isn't working fine, the volumes of the mic or the speaker, any settings, I will do that.
Yeah.
I will amend it. But you just add and remove users. I will give you that right. It has that option to say, I'm just going to give you managing rights.
Alright.
But I'll remain an admin so that I can get full backlog of what the device actually needs. Because some of these things, you don't need to actually be on site to actually sort them out.
Exactly.
From the comfort of your home or wherever you are on site, you can actually just, was it not doing login quickly? And check and then update the device. And then just ask them to retest.
Yeah. Like I said, it gives you the opportunity of building a recurring on your client, saying that I'll do the administration part,
Yeah.
and if there's anything you can let me handle that, and I'll bill you 500 rand a month.
For
And
that.
it sort of helps
Yeah,
you
yeah,
with the
yeah,
revenue.
yeah,
revenue
yeah,
number.
yeah, correct.
Sorry, I just want to ask, is there anyone that's a vegetarian? That's, vegetarian?
Not vegetarian actually, just halal food.
No. Okay. Everyone's fine, everyone else is fine.
Yes.
Do not offal.
So this is the portal side of Accentronix. So what you need to do, you need to go into, if you do not have an account with them, just go to the Accentronix website, log in, put your credentials, email address, words, passwords, and stuff like that, and then you'll have an account. That helps when someone needs to share the device with you. Sharing it means that if you say, listen buddy, I need you to check this device for me. I'll ask you to share the device with me, but only if you are the owner of the device. If you're not the owner, then you're going to have to ask your client to actually share the device with me. How that works is that you need to give your client or my email address.
Okay.
Then as soon as you put the email address there, I will have access to this device like I have here. All of these devices. Same thing that they've actually done is that they've shared the device with me. I'm able to check what is happening. If there is an issue, then I can be able to quickly assist. So this is how the portal looks like, right? As soon as you register the device for the first time, let's say now you purchased the device for the first time, right? And then you just power the device on. As soon as you power it on, it's gonna beep 3 times. Beep, 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 beep. It will now show you that it's ready by beeping 3 times. It will stay solidly on, meaning that it's on a ready state. As soon as it beeps 3 times, now that you've logged in, right, and then you just quickly go to you log into your portal, and then you'll have these buttons. You'll have this come on. You'll have this global map dashboard. You have global dashboard. You have device list. You have registered device. Now, for the first time, now that you've registered, you want to register the device, you click on register device, and then it's going to come to this page here. On device name, you put the complex name, and then on mobile number, you put the cell phone number that is on the package of the SIM card.
Okay.
You start with 27. Soon as you do that, then you click on these two here, and then you click on next. When you click on next, when you click on next, you're gonna come to this page where the device is registered for the first time. Now, for this exercise, we're just gonna go to our demo one, which is this one here, this one there, this one here. When you've registered the device for the first time, it's going to give you the complex name, SIM card number of the device, the airtime, it's going to give you the signal strength, and the subscription. Now, the day that you registered for the first time, you're going to see that if you registered the device on the 9th of September, the subscription will expire on the 9th of September 2026. So this one was registered on 14 November 2025. That's when it will expire. So you'll have your sort of like a communication logs, your status, and then you'll have your two screens. So with this device, I can be able to see that the device is healthy, it is communicating, it is on. This is the first thing I look at whenever there is an issue. If ever you say, listen buddy, this device is not dialing out, this is the first thing when I log in, I check. Especially the status.
Yeah.
As you can see, let me go to the one at the workshop here, either one of these two. As you can see, one green and one red. I can be able to immediately see that there is an issue. That's what I need to dig deep in terms of what could be going on, what could be the problem. Alright? So, now that you've registered the device, you have all this information, and then you just click on this device here. Now we're configuring the device. How we want the device to work, what we want the device to do, and stuff like that, all the settings. Once you open the device or click on it, this is the page you get. You have your SIM card number again, your subscription, you'll have your signal strength, the serial number, we'll have the total users and all that information that you will need. Now this is the first page that you want to get, which is where you load your users on. This is where everything, when I load you, you get a welcome message. We'll have restricted users, I load them here for the restricted users, for your gardeners, your domestic workers, whatever the case is, the gardeners are restricted to enter at certain times, even your employees. If there's a certain time that they need to be at work and off work, we can restrict them. And then you have your welcome message, which we can customize as well. On the welcome message, we can customize it to however we want to, but currently we're using just a default message that we want to. Alright? And then your link devices is where you master and slave the device. If you have that set up, this is where you actually do it. As you can see, the tag reader is the slave of this mini here. So we have a remote that is linked to this mini, and we also have a tag that is also linked to this mini. So we go to your access control list, alright? And then this is where we go to the practical side of things, in terms of showing you how the system works. Now you actually read in terms of what it does, the welcome message, the OTPs. Let's see that in action, right? So, but what I want to do, I just want to first delete this wireless keypad. I want to show you how you do it. Let me just remove it here. The wireless keypad. Okay, now this is what I'm gonna do just for argument's sake. Just for. What's your number?
079
079
108
108
25
25
75.
75. Then you don't have a secondary number. House 33. Oh, what's it? 33. Okay. Then let's do this. What is your number?
076
076
733
733
6607.
6607.
Yeah, I got the SMS.
You got the SMS, right? The welcome message. Right, okay. Oh man, why am I missing the 1322? So as you notice, the house and the buttons, they don't necessarily need to be the same. The most important is the button. Because this is the button that when you press 22, it actually does that number. But the house doesn't really matter.
So we can choose, like we have to send on the text on the WhatsApp or SMS, because I receive on the WhatsApp.
The message.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. As you can see here, welcome message, WhatsApp welcome message. So if you want to, you can choose if you want to do it
SMS.
via SMS as well. And then let's do this. The number
072
072
114
114
8625.
8625. Have you received those?
Yeah, I've got it, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah,
sweet.
doing the app download.
Okay. 12, 11. I'm adding you. Okay. It's in
079
079
603
603
0384.
0384. 6256. There is there.
079
079
555
55 555.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
1861
1864.
61.
Oh, 61. A sharp, so. 079 555 1861. Okay. Okay. Let's just wait for everyone to get their message. And if you downloaded the app,
Yeah.
okay, you've got the app buttons. Sharp.
Saying update. Okay.
Sharp. Okay. Downloaded the app.
Yeah, got
Okay.
it.
Got it.
Getting my OTP.
OTP. Okay. Just wait for everyone so that we can all be on the same page.
Yeah, man, looks nice. New version.
Just look easy, huh? Look easy.
Looks easy.
Yeah.
But it's nice. It's,
Yeah.
it's actually nice. You want to see what the app does? This is
Keep it
just a
simple.
warm up.
It has to be practical.
Yeah.
It's like-
That's why I'm saying.
Yeah,
Imagine if we done what we done, and then I say thank you for coming through. Then you walk out of here, and then
yeah.
now that you've got the app, now that you oh you sent a welcome message, I've got it. Oh, there is a link. I've downloaded that link.
Yeah.
This is because it makes it easier to you to explain to the next person. To say now, I actually know how the system works. Has everyone downloaded the app? We told you message system?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the message, but
Yes.
it's still loading.
Or still loading, eh?
the button for it to sort of, so it doesn't sort of accidentally trigger.
So you don't press and let go.
Yes.
You press and hold, then you. Yeah.
I love it.
See, someone is pressing you, no? Okay, we've all got the app.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, you've got your list. You've added all the users. You just want to commission the device. But if I dial button 33, dial button 22, dial button 11, it doesn't make any calls. Reason is, when you alter anything, you're changing, you're adding, you're removing, you're changing the volume, you're increasing the speaker, blah blah blah, whatever the case is. If you do not update the device, you haven't done nothing. So that's why I always say to the guys, load all your users, then update once. Imagine if you had to load about 20. You're sitting there, you're loading one, you're updating the device. You're waiting for the device to update. Second one, you update, it's going to take you the whole day. Add them all, let them get a welcome message, all of them. Then you update the device once, it syncs everything that you've done. Right? So,
Question though,
Yeah.
if you've got 50 users, you put in 25, you lose internet connection, it's going to throw you out.
using
or
internet
can you go
conne-
back into the portal and just sort of
yeah,
refresh and it will be there?
remember, if you're losing internet connection, you need to check, are you doing it on site or off site?
Yeah.
Right? If you are doing it off site, it is not going to lose any settings.
Okay.
Right? You just got connectivity. Obviously, you're not going to connect to the device.
Yeah.
This needs internet for you to be able to do
Okay.
anything. Right?
Alright.
So, I'm going to update the device. You're going to notice that when you update the device, it's going to flash. Right? As soon as it turns green, the status, meaning it's currently taking everything in. Then as soon as it turns green, it's going to start to flash. I'm going to show everyone can see.
So that was 5 users added.
Exactly.
How long does it take normally
It's flashing.
if you do like 50 or 100 and you update it? Same, doesn't take long to sort of, okay.
That's what it does. It updates and then it's going to beep 3 times
Okay.
to let you know that I'm done, I'm ready. Right? So this is what it does. This is what I also do on side when I'm assisting to say, okay, I'm going to do something.
Yeah.
Now, it has taken everything in. Now I go back, I say, okay, I dial 33, or no shows on 33. Okay, now it's going through. I don't know who's 33. Whose phone is it?
Yeah.
It's yours.
I think it
Okay,
is.
you can answer, then you can just blow, speak.
Hello.
Then you can press 1. Don't hang up, it will cut the call, right?
Yeah, I got it.
It cuts the call. So this is what it does every time you receive a call. You don't hang up, it cuts the call automatically.
What's that default? You can change that now.
You can.
You can prolong it a little
Okay,
bit.
the
longer.
duration.
The
you can.
duration, yes.
On default, 55 seconds,
Okay.
but you don't need that.
No, that's long.
Because an intercom is just for you to notify you are by the gate, not to have a call to check how are you, are you fine,
Yeah.
Is your
Yeah.
mother okay?
are you okay? Yeah, I had a game tonight. Yeah. That's why some of the complexes they complain about airtime. It's charging a lot of airtime because people are misusing it for
Exactly.
what is not.
Yeah.
I mean, you then, my man, I'm here by the gate.
That's
Sharp.
it. Yeah.
It takes unless 15 seconds, but you can alter
Configure
it,
it, yeah.
increase it or decrease it. It depends, right? So now that everyone has access to the app, right? Now I want to show you something. Your client says they didn't pay their rent this month, for whatever case. That's why I'm saying this system it is for every industry or for every your Airbnbs, your hotels,
Yeah.
your stuff like that. So the client says, I need something that can control me. I have power over my tenants.
Yes.
If they don't pay, I just block them, right?
Mm.
You can do that. If someone didn't pay their rent, or whatever the case is, I can just on this access, I can block them from not having the app.
Mm.
On this, I can block them from them not being able to dial.
Mm.
So what I essentially mean, I'm gonna block. I'm not sure who I'm blocking. I'm gonna block this number and this one here, and then I update the device. As soon as it updates, I'll let you know. You're just gonna quickly log on to your apps and tell me who doesn't have the app buttons anymore.
Oh,
Right? So this is a scenario where the client.
It's the same like the old days with alarm systems. Sit in the control room years ago, they would go, take down when I went there with ADT.
Yeah.
Client doesn't pay, they log into the system, dial up, and then they change
No, it's me.
Oh, it's you, ne?
Yeah.
You don't have the app anymore, ne?
It says you have no favorite device.
Exactly. And who else? There's two.
Invoices on the way.
So this is
Yeah.
of
It gives
what-
more
it gives you
power,
more power to
authority.
say, yeah, exactly, to say
Mm.
you do this, I take it away, you do I
Yeah.
take it away for whatever the case is, you understand?
Yeah.
There's something obviously when it comes to your complexes, your levies and stuff like that. Now maybe someone is moved out as well.
Yes.
He's moved out, we don't want him to have access anymore. Or one of the employees has been fired, now he has this eager to come back and fight all of us. Now we don't want him to come through because it's a danger. He was on the system, now we can block him from actually accessing any of the gates. Right? So I'm gonna put back these guys. They've just paid now. They've made their payment.
Yeah, that's quick.
Yeah, that's quick. No, yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, you do what you want. Pay and clear. Give me the payment. I'll give you back your access. I'll give you back your access. So these are the functionalities that I want you to understand. That is why the practical side is more important than the theory side,
Like
because theory side doesn't cover most of these aspects anyways. Understand what I mean? And then, okay, let me just wait for this to.
So please,
as long
I've
as
got,
updated
okay,
and
on
nice.
this profile I've got main entrance, exit gate, tag gate.
Mm.
If I do another unit for the energizer,
Mhm.
will that be added now, another icon energizer, or will it be on another profile? So
On
if I
another
go to
profile.
devices, there will
On
be,
another
okay.
profile, on
alright.
another. So you'll have on my app here, as you can see, I have
Okay,
same
Okay.
what you'll have.
so there might be for one customer 2-3 profiles depending on what the case may
Exactly.
be. If you've got 2 energizers
Exactly.
and you've got access
Exactly.
into,
But you'll be able to
So-
differentiate
yeah,
with a name.
yes, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
alright.
exactly, with a name. You won't be confused to say I'm configuring a wrong device to whatever.
Okay.
So now that you've seen how to add, how to do everything, even if you click on this button here, it means when I dial you, you won't be able to. Let's say you are the person that makes the most calls. When you check at the logs, we check at the duration. Your friends are calling you quite a lot,
Mm.
and you are staying on the intercom for more than 40 seconds. So we can disable that functionality for you.
Okay.
To say, okay, no more. You're gonna control the gate. You're gonna come in and
Yeah.
out. You're gonna generate OTPs, but you're not gonna be able to make calls anymore. We can enable this button and
Okay.
update the device. And then when you dial, it's not gonna go through.
They have to phone you and say I'm at the
They have to phone you from
And
your
talk nonsense.
cell phone, and then you have to open it via
Yeah.
the app as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then your alert is more of your when the device. Okay, this we'll do later. But okay, let me just quickly. When alert is basically where you can tick. You don't need to tick everyone here. You can actually tick the body corporate, the chairperson, the most important people at the complex, to say when the device airtime is low, they will receive an alert.
Okay.
This number will receive an alert, that number when the battery is low. In fact, one of the selling points to this, this one guy said to me that, remember, you made me get this job even more, because what I said to him is that there is a setting on the portal where you can actually tell the device to send you an email when the battery is low,
Yeah.
right? So that you can be preactive
Yeah.
before your client notices.
Yeah.
So what it actually does is that it send you a message to say, on default the battery will be on 10.5 volts. You can set it to say, when the battery voltage is below 8 volts, send me a notification. And when it does that, you can quickly call the client to say, listen, there is a problem with the battery, with the device, I need to come and check it out. Before the client actually realizes, you are proactive. Because that's like, oh, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. Hey, I didn't even tell him, now he's here. And you can actually show it with match how you see, man, or sir, the petrol's low, that's why I need to change it. And if he asks you how you knew, you just say, it's in your blood.
Yeah. Use it to
use
it tool anymore.
exactly.
Call out no, it's use it 24 In the meantime, at night, you're sitting there.
You're sitting there, you use it to advantage. So yeah, the secondary number is basically where if this number doesn't answer, it will divert to the secondary number.
Okay.
Now, sometimes maybe the question might arise to say, because we are used to the communication systems where we add units and not buttons, how you configure this one is quite unique-ish, if there is a word like that, where if we on unit, if the three of us are on unit 1 and the other 3 are on unit 2, how do you now assign a button to all of us? Because with COM it's just 1 unit and all of us in 1 unit. So when you dial on the device, it will show 3 initials. There is which initial you dialing directly, right? So this one is buttons. So how you do it is up to you. It doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, whoever is coming to you, that's always been my argument with that. Remember when I came earlier on, when we just you and I, when I mentioned to you that the guys this side, when Accentronix first came out, they were complaining about the display. And my argument has always been that the display with COM is fine, all good and well, but for me, there's no one that's going to come to your complex not knowing you.
Yeah.
There's no, I can't go willy-nilly and walk around and just dial any number. I mean, there's no ways. Whoever's coming to you might be your friend, your family, or an Uber driver, or Checker 6060. You would have given them or her some sort of information to say, when you get there, dial this button or call this button, and so forth. So this is how you do it. You need to assign a button to a specific number. There's no units.
Okay, makes sense, because if we are living in 1 unit, I can have button 1 or 1 hash dials me, 2 hash.
Yeah, but this one doesn't have hash. You can say maybe I'm 101, 102, 103.
Oh.
201,
Yeah.
202, 203.
Yes.
And then you just basically tell them your button is 101,
Okay.
your button is 102, and my button is
Then you can
103.
have 10 or 10,000 of
10,000 of these.
Okay.
But now that we've done this, as well as the restricted users, this is the restricted user SMU. This is the cell phone number, and then is from 10 to 10:30, Monday to Friday. You can allow him to have access on certain outputs or on all outputs. But if it's a participant gate, you can only allow him to have access on that gate. Or if all gates, it depends on the complex's setup, right? And then he also has a remote. Okay, let me delete this. Maybe it's the one I have. Yeah, let me delete this. He also has a remote, or had a remote, that he can use this between these times.
That time frame is when he's got access.
When he's got access.
So he only has access from 10 to 10:30.
Exactly.
Right.
That's why now
Without
you
that
see it
is-
in red.
Yeah.
Because it
Alright.
doesn't have
Understood.
access anymore. But if he uses his remote after 10:30 and we somehow check the
Yes.
logs, we can be able to see that he tried.
Yeah.
And that's when we can ask, my man, why so many attempts to
Yeah.
Why? You know what I mean? We can actually do that. This is on the restricted users. There was this one complex where they were complaining about they wanted to. They have issues with the tenants that staying there because they have visitors that would come there and stay for months on end without paying any rents and any levies. So what they wanted to do to have some sort of like control over the visitors, not the tenants, but the visitors. And they wanted a system that they can generate their own pins and issue them to their visitor. Meaning that if I'm visiting you, you go to the chairperson or caretaker to say, listen, I have a visitor coming through this Friday. Can you generate a pin for me for her or for him? Then the caretaker would generate a pin. But how that works is that he does his own pin uniquely so, right? There's a function here that says reverse code. What reverse code means, we're going to do it just now. What reverse code means is that I can press hash or star the 4 digits of my cell phone numbers backwards. It will open the gate. But I can put them under restricted users. So meaning that this is not a cell phone number anyways. This I did it just for playing around, right? And the last 4 I press star or hash and the 4 zeros, it opens the gate, but from 10 until 10:13. So what I did tell them is that you can do the same. You can put any 10 digits, but the last 4, they need to be your own unique password. You can put 2384 whatever you want to, and then issue to that tenant to say, give this to your visitor, but they'll only have access from this time until this time, this day until this day. After that, they need to exit the complex. That's the only way you can control the visitors, by giving them that access for specific date times. So this section is for that. And then we go to your remotes, tags, and keypads. So if you're using remote, you need to enable I'm playing, man. You need to enable this. If you're using a remote, you need to enable the Accentronix receiver, meaning I'm enabling this receiver here, this one there, depending on the device I am using. Remember, all of these devices, you can assign remotes or tags to it. But if they're saying they want remotes, you enable that function there, right? And then with the tags, same thing here. If you have a tag reader, you enable tag readers. Keypads, you enable the keypads. Now on the keypad side, there's 2 types. There's a 1 wired keypad, which is 3 wires. It's a positive, negative, and data, which is called a 1 wired keypad. It looks the same as this, but without this modular here. But it looks the same as that one there, that is on the case. It's called the 1 wired keypad, right? It's 3 wires. Some guys still prefer hard wired, which is fine. It's positive, negative, and data, which all these devices have that connectivity. Then you need to enable that button there, which is the first one, if you're using a wire, right? If you're using a wireless keypad, you need to also enable this button here. But remember, I can have a wired and a wireless keypad on one device, because this is essentially a remote on its own, because there's a serial number that this has. I will show you when we land this keypad. So you need to enable anything that you're connecting within the device. You need to enable, whether it's remote, you enable it, whether it's text, you enable, whether it's keypad, you need to enable, right? So this is where the fun is when it comes to the app as well. So if you log into your apps, well, where's mine? There's a little individual right at the corner. Can you see? Right at your far right, with a circle. Like it's dancing and stuff like that. Can you see that?
Oh, sorry, we're at the app.
On the app.
Yeah, we're looking for?
That little mampara there on your far right.
Yeah.
Yeah, please click on it. Yeah, this one here, this guy. This one.
Oh.
Yeah. Click on it. Have you all clicked on it?
Yeah.
Alright? Then you get what we call delivery guy. You see?
Yes.
On default.
Yeah.
Alright? So they've actually made this app to be user friendly for your Checker 6060 and your delivery guys, because that market's really growing, is going high and high. I'm not sure if you've noticed or heard that apparently Checker 6060, that market value of Checker 6060 is the same market value with Pick and Pay and ShopRite combined. Combined, yes. That alone, that Checker 6060. Understand what I mean? So what they've actually done is that they've actually made exception for those guys, your delivery guys. That's why you'll have this on default as delivery guy. You know what I mean? Because it is growing. So as you can see on your app, you have a single use OTP, right? Then when you click on multiple use OTP, it says the device is currently restricted to only a single use OTP. Can you see that? That's because I chose it like that as the administrator. It goes back to the question you asked about the OTPs. The complex has said we want a system that will generate OTPs, but we want to use one OTP in and out. That's it. That's where you do it, right? As the administrator of the device. You change it here. You see where it says allow residents to invite visitors by sending them an OTP with the Accentronix Smart Home app. Allow users to create a single use and whole day access OTPs. Allow users to create a single use OTPs, which is what we have here.
Okay.
Right? Now, you can also give them an option to say, it doesn't limit you, ma'am, to only this. Like I've mentioned before, that there's a complex that would have occasions within the complex on specific weekends. And obviously, if I'm living on unit 1, I don't want to generate unique codes for my friend and a unique one for my other friend. And I've got 5 people coming through.
Yeah.
Not everyone needs to. Can I just use one code for all of them?
Yeah.
Exactly. So what I do is, as the administrator, remember, this is not from the end user's point of view. This is the administrator who does all of this.
Yeah.
Right? Be it your caretaker or the body corporate or the chairperson at the complex. But you need to do what we call a handover. Show them how the device works. If they say to you, like we mentioned, you're gonna charge for everything that you do or you alter on that device, then you're gonna charge for that. But you need to know how it works.
Exactly.
They can perhaps call you to say, listen, we have a function on the specific date. Can you please just make amendments to the portal so that we can invite our guests? So what you do, you change it on the portal here, and then you're giving them full access, right? Now, before we go far, if you go to your apps, right, and then you'll see it will say valid from 9 September, 11:30. I'm not sure how you say it. Then it says expires 9 September at about 10. If I click 10, then 10 o'clock, I can choose what time the pin expires, right? Then I can also go to, close here. I can also go to, please go to expiry date and click on that expiry date, right? What you see is what I've actually done here, is that the maximum number of days an OTP can be valid for is 365. The reason for that is the complex has said they want to pre-generate OTPs. For Airbnbs, whatever the case is, someone is booked for the 16th of December or the 25th of December for their family. I can pre-generate an OTP now, but then will only work on the 25th of December. Because I've given them that calendar year for 365 so that they can be able to pre-generate an OTP that's going to work on that specific date. For someone who's very busy, is traveling around the world, doesn't have time, perhaps maybe is going to an important meeting and might not have time to actually go to his app because he's going to be in meetings, but he knows that he's leaving Thursday, but there's someone coming through on Friday to check or to stay in the house, and then they're going to leave maybe on Monday or Tuesday when he returns. But he wants to generate that OTP for them. He can do it today and it will only work on that Friday. Right? Exactly. But If they say, listen, my man, we want something, you generate an OTP today, and that's it. We don't want to pre-generate an OTP. Please, we want it today. So as you can currently see, you are able to swap through November 2025, December, and stuff like that. But if they say no, we want, when you log into the app, it must only show this today's date, and that's it. Right? I can do that. I can just quickly go here and then just put 1, and that's it. And then, okay, I can save what date depending on what the case is. Then I update the device. You can just quickly log out of the app, and then as soon as the device updates, you can log back in and check at the amendments that were done to the app. Okay, it's updated. We can log back in.
Restricted to only allow same day.
We can go back in. We click on that individual there, like you're generating an OTP. Then when you click on the date, it says the device is currently restricted to only same day period.
But you can't do that individually per
Ah,
person.
ah.
It's a global
I do
setting.
that, it does to
Alright.
all the end users. I can't specifically point to
Yeah.
it does to all of us. That's why amending it, you need to make sure that everyone is on the same page,
Yeah.
right? That's why it's quite important to know what the client needs,
Yeah.
what they want, so that you provide the correct information. To say this meme can be done, this unfortunately cannot be done. But like you see now, I can only generate an OTP for today, not for tomorrow. I can only generate it for today. I can also select what time the OTP will expire, and that is individually so. You can generate an OTP and say it will expire at 6. I can generate it for my visitor, say it will expire at 3. That you can alter individually for you or on your own. That OTP, then you can select how to send that OTP either via SMS or via WhatsApp. Right? Then you can either enter the number manually on the app here. You can enter that number manually, or you can select it on your contact details. It will synchronize your contact list, and then you can select who you want to send that OTP to. Then you can share that OTP to that person. Right? Then let me do this. Okay. Now, also this here, send and exit OTP after each intercom calls. If they want an OTP to be issued after each and every intercom call, you can select that. The system can do that. Now, let me just go back here and then alter these changes. 365 updates. Now, the reverse code, this is what I meant. This is the reverse code, which also depends. Some of instances is not really nice or a good idea to enable it. I understand. The reason is if like most of the time, no, not most of the time, some of the times you actually maybe just chill with your friends, having a couple of drinks, and then out of excitement, now you're speaking about how easy it is to gain access. Or perhaps maybe you're chilling with one of your friends who knows how the device works, and maybe asks, is your reverse code enabled on your complex? Yeah, it's enabled. Yeah, sure. Then I know your number. I can go to your complex and get to the intercom and press hash or star and the last 4 digits of your cell phone backwards, and it gains me access to the complex. Now that's a safety concern, right? It is there, it's optional, right? It works on some of the cases, it works some of the cases, it doesn't work. You need to know what doesn't work and what works. You might be putting your customer in a very a dangerous situation where you've enabled this, someone knows, and they've seen someone they know go in, and then they have the number, they can go in as well at any time. As well as this reverse code, you must remember, doesn't have what you call your logs per se, but what it does is that it will actually show us the number that was put in the reverse.
Wow.
But obviously, we're gonna blame you, and you wouldn't know who
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
entered. It doesn't specifically give you a normal login to say you entered or you called, whatever the case is, right? The global access code. If I press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it opens the gate. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it opens the gate. This is the global access code, which will trigger output 1. You can change it to whatever 5 digits you want, but again, it's for everyone. If he walks and presses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the gate opens. If he presses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the gate opens. If she presses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the gate opens. We don't know who pressed. We don't know who. Something happens. We don't know. We don't have a trace. We don't have logs. Disable it. Disable it. Right? You don't need to have it. These are optional. That's what I'm saying. It works for certain cases. This option is not for everyone. But you need to advise the client that these are some of the, because on default it might come activated. You need to deactivate it for safety concerns. Oops, sorry. Then we have on the keypad side, right? On the wireless keypad. Let's say now that you've purchased a wireless keypad, you go to site. Now you want to link this wireless keypad to that device there, right? It's the same concept as linking your assigning a remote, right? So now that you've enabled this button, the wireless button here, you need to go each and every icon that you click on it. It's gonna have these buttons here. You're gonna have your pre-registered remote. You're gonna have on the text side. You're gonna have pre-registered text, your default text profile, keypad. You have your manage wireless keypad. You click on manage wireless keypad. On gateway, basically it means the device that is on site or that's connected to it, right? So on the gateway, you need to make sure that it's the device that is currently on site, right? So this is the device that I currently want to assign this wireless keypad to. It will give you the name. It will say keypad. Assign keypad to this device here. What relay must it output? I say relay 1. If I want to, I can choose 2 or 3 depending, right? Because everything is connected on the LED, I'm gonna leave it on 1. Then when I click on LAN, it will give me 2. It will give me the ET one. It will give me their one.
Okay.
And then I click on this one here. It will ask me to press it 5 times the 0. I press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I take the keypad, then I mount it, then I'm done. Right? Then the keypad, the wireless keypad, is assigned, right? Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It opens the gate. Right?
Can you dial like a unit number and then can it call maybe the units that you already input?
So this is just for the OTPs.
It's just exit.
Oh,
Just for your OTPs. Like for example, if generate an OTP for me, go to your app. Just go to your app. Go to that person there, that little Mambara. And then if you have another number, you can send it to another number that you have. You give us that OTP. Ilapha kule khabethe lokugcina sicela sami kule khabethe lokugcina phezu kwe-file lilapho lelo sikhathi. So have you generated an OTP? Check this one. This one I did. 9, 5.
You know what I like about the configuration is that you take me back to my days in school.
Mm-hmm.
The best test that I ever written was the tick the box A, B, C, or D.
Yeah.
This is just ticking a box.
Yeah, tick a box.
And it's done.
Yeah, it's
Tick
done.
the box, it's done.
It's done.
Take it off, put it on.
Update, click,
It's
it's done.
not too much of
Ah.
going in, putting in this IP address and then
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that and it's
Static, dynamic,
Oh, yeah.
can it communicate? Yeah. We generated an OTP.
Yeah.
What is the OTP?
62050.
62050. He has entered. You must get a notification to say your visitor has entered.
Yeah, no, it says entrance.
Entrance. Control. Exactly.
Delivery guy has entered.
Delivery guy has entered, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So he delivers, right?
Yeah.
He exits. Give me the same OTP. Now this is on the exit gate.
Oh,
Wireless.
okay.
Give me the same OTP. What was it? 62?
050.
62050. Okay, tell you what. Now, oh, sorry. Delivery guy. On your app as well. Where is this now? Go to your app as well. Go to your apps.
Yeah.
You're on your apps now.
Mhm.
So just go to options.
Option.
Then when you go to options, it says use default message. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Then below it says use custom message. Can you see that? Right?
Oh,
Click on use custom message.
yes.
And then there's an empty block there. And then on that empty block, you can write anything you want to write for your delivery guy, for your visitor. Perhaps you can say, like I've done now, to say, tell the security to give you the keys for the house. You can customize it to whatever you want. Please drop off the parcel by the security, I'm not in the house. Please, na. So you can customize it. If you can customize it and regenerate an OTP. Customize it and you'll see that the OTP will change. It won't say, dear visitor, it will give you the OTP with that customized message that you've written. And you can issue it to your visitor, which it gives you more powers as well.
And that access code?
Which one?
The star, those.
No, that's the code that will, when you generate it, it will give you the access code and that message below.
Alright, but the question is, when he generated OTP, it only worked for entry, not for exit.
Yeah, you want to come to that.
Alright.
Yeah. So you can customize it to whatever you want. If you want to add Google Maps location, you can also do that. It is optional. So it's giving you more flexibility in terms of, because some of the apps I know that's the message that you're gonna use. You cannot, that's default message, you cannot alter it or customize it. But this one, it gives you more options and more flexibility to actually customize your own message.
So you said these two devices currently working on NICE, not Centurion. You said so.
Currently.
Currently.
But next year they should be
Next year when?
surely, because they started early this year. So I'm not sure what's the hold up, but because maybe there might be something from the back end, because they need to also tread carefully in terms of the legalities of, because currently Com is the one that uses the Nova receiver.
Okay.
So to put that onto the because this is a competitor, so there needs to be those final legalities. So it's not something that you can just go to Centurion and just boom. You need to tread carefully and know what you're actually doing, because once this has a Nova receiver, for me that is game over. for especially for the guys that are using only the Accentronix remotes, because you can only imagine that with Chrome, if I need to assign a remote, I need a BT loader. With this one, I don't need anything. I just need the device has a receiver on board. With Chrome, it doesn't have the only receiver that is there is the receiver for the remotes, not to assign remotes. So this one comes on build. But it's something that they're working on. I'm not sure what is the hold up, but you know, these things they usually take time, because even with this, it took time for them to actually put it to the market. It was about a year and a half, if I'm not mistaken. We just recently got this, and they are planning to release it. Every time I ask, no, this next month. Next month. It's always shifting the goalpost. But I've given it my thumbs up to say it's actually a good product. You can actually release, because they have it on site where they've given to their trusted installers to say test this for us, and they've also given their feedback in terms of how it's working, what needs to be altered and stuff like that. Because obviously with development, when you develop something, it's not something you can develop and just put it to the market. Because when it gets to the market, you need to make sure you've polished every bug that might pop up. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So maybe it's still in that phase, but we just hoping for.
So are you and Kenny like rivals?
You know Kenny?
I know him very well.
that's
Yeah,
my
I did the training for him. He's not. Yeah,
that's
he's
my guy. That's my guy.
Okay, so you're the Accentronix and he's the Comb side.
I also do go.
Yeah.
I also
That's
do
the
co.
thing now. If you can keep apps,
also
but it's a competitor now to Comb. So is it like, have you decided let's look at something alternatively, bring it in, and then?
No, you know what? Most of the guys lose jobs because Com is expensive.
It's a
Com
lot.
is expensive. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I know most of the guys lose jobs because they've got it only on Com.
Yeah.
The client says to you, don't you have something cheaper? Works more or less the same, but cheaper. You're like, no, it's Com. Then the client says, okay, fine. They get someone else, he comes there and says, no, I do, man. There's actually another one that's called Accentronix. So it is an advantage for the installers
but
to
now,
broaden your mind.
Are you leaving Com?
No. Let me tell you something. There are instances where Com is the best. There are some instances where I look at the client's expectations.
Yeah.
And I would actually say, nah, Accentronix is not gonna work. Rather, let's go for the Com one because of A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
But if they say I need something like, I'll look at the two devices and no, Accentronix is the best on this one. So it gives you also an advantage to say options.
Like
give your clients options. Some of the guys will actually say, you don't need an intercom, ma'am. I can get you this nano and the scanner. We have an intercom. And then they say, oh really? Yeah. You don't need to put goosenecks. You can just put this there, the gate motor. I'll get you a scanner. Then we have an intercom. The guard is there.
But Com's not angry at you bringing Accentronix.
No. Another nice thing is that is the ideas that I might say to the Millicent guy. You need to work on A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
Same with Accentronix.
Yeah, because
Same
in the
with
beginning when you said, you've given Com lots of, telling me we need this or need this, and it's a bit of a struggle.
And the nicer thing about both these guys is that we have direct access to the R&D guys.
Yeah.
Where you can actually say, especially with Com, when you see Com, there's a guy called Greg. He's the fucking genius guy at Com.
Yeah.
He builds everything from the back end. That's the guy I have direct contact to say, Greg, listen, A, B, C, D. Can you do this? Can you do that? Currently, there is a portal that Com is currently working on. We're going to shift from the current portal that you know to a beta portal. It looks completely different. Everything. But again,
good rivalry to have.
Yeah, but my argument was that why are you changing it?
Yeah. Reinventing the wheel.
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
Because it's going to cause a lot of confusion. Now you imagine you're logging in. Now you're checking now, man. My credentials incorrect. You log back, you log in. You can see it says beta, Com communications, stuff like that. But now you're like, no, man, there's something must be wrong.
Yeah.
You log in, you don't even know how it works. I'm still battling to understand. get the gist of it in terms of how it works.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. But my argument was that why didn't you keep it the same? Add whatever you wanted to add on the current portal. It would have made it easier, because they were planning to release it in November. Then we told them that it's gonna cause a lot of confusion. We need to do trainings to the other master distributors. We need to do training to the installers. We need to do training to the body corporates, training to the managing agencies, training to the chairperson who controls these things. And boom, you have a new portal which is not gonna work. You understand what I mean? They have a new device which is called the combo, which is an upgrade to an NS, right? An upgrade to an NS. But it's gonna come with a camera. You don't know that for now, right? There's gonna be a camera there. So what you want to? There was so what you?
I mean, I told Kenny that sorry, your training was better.
Nah. Don't do that.
No.
So essentially, what they want to do is that they wanna. We're currently testing this. So on the front plate, there's a camera there.
Yeah.
So when you dial a user, it's gonna come through to their app.
Yes.
And when they open the app, there's a video feed from the. So the developer did send me the video quality of how the camera wants it to look, and it looks very great. Understand what I mean? So it is nice to know both of these products, because they are dominant in their own rights. Exactly. They do both deserve that respect in their own rights. You understand what I mean? But with this one, it is not more of your, because with Com you need a PT loader. This one you don't. With the app, Com is far behind with the app with Accentronix. Because Accentronix you can future generate an OTP, with Com you can't. So those are the things you need to know and understand. Because like I said, you can lose a job just because of lack of knowledge and information. Understand what I mean?
Okay.
So,
sorry, my last question.
No problem, Baba.
This device looks like it's specifically for boats. What about the garage motor?
If you want to control a garage motor,
some features I think might be the same or not. I'm not sure, or can be the same.
So not necessarily your garage motors, but you can, because at the end of the day, the garage motors needs a trigger to actually action whatever that you want to action. It's just a trigger that you need. You understand what I mean? You can put that nano there. You just receive a trigger. You just need a trigger. That's what that output there. It goes to the gate motor or the garage motor. You just receive the trigger, then boom.
It's like the O-alarm. You
can
nano and replace the O-alarms if you want.
You just need a trigger.
Yeah.
Exactly. So okay, you keep it aside, and then your license scanner. Boom. Now this is the advanced version, right? So so as soon as you log in, this is how it looks, right? You cannot do anything. In the past, we had issues, especially with the com scanner, where the guys during AMs they will sit and watch YouTube. Now they are bored and stuff like that. So Accentronix, as well as Com now, they've actually just cut that functionalities where you can be able to close the data, open the data, do this and that. So this one you can't, as well as the Com you can't. So it's essentially used for scanner. It comes with the SIM card. You load your own airtime for outgoing calls, right? So advanced version again, we have your scan in, OTP, the scan out, visitor info, emergency bypass, which we're gonna go through, right? So let's say there's a car coming in, all right? The guard needs to scan the scanner, right? And then he will go to scan, choose whether it's a vehicle or hoping that the security guard can differentiate, eating a lot of carrots. And then he selects it's a vehicle, right? And then he asks, where are you going to? And then the visitor will say, I'm going to la. And then he goes here, and then all of us will appear here.
Okay.
Alright? Then I can simply click on D, I don't know who's D. Then he calls D. I don't know whose number is 0384.
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Sure, okay. Then he calls you, right? He speaks to you. Say, there's Tepo here by the gate. You can open for you. Okay, sure. He hangs up the phone. reason say for coming through? No, I'm just a friend of mine. Okay, it's a visitor. You click, okay, before that, you have contractors. When you click on contractors, there's your plumbers, electrician, landscapers, flooring, window installer, locksmith, blah, 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 builder. So we need to see who was in. Was it a contractor who came to do something or just a visitor? So in this instance, we'll just say he's a visitor. Or you have another option for estate agency, emergency vehicle, owner, delivery, collection. All of those options are available on the advanced version. And then you say he's a visitor. Then the guard will check how many occupants are in the vehicle. He will say there's 3. And then he will enter the number of the visitor. No. And then he scans the vehicle license disc, and then he scans the license disc, and then he takes the photo of the vehicle. Usually they take the photo of the registration of the vehicle, right? Okay, then he takes the photo, and then he clicks on done, and then all these app buttons that you see is the same app that will appear. Then you can entrance gate, it opens, your visitor goes in. Right? Simple. Now, the visitor is in, all chilling. Now the rightful owner of the parking, maybe he's parked in the wrong place. He doesn't know. He's just a visitor. Now there's lots of visitors. You wouldn't actually knock on each and every unit to ask, who's the registration number, JW, is parked at the wrong. So the guard just goes to visitor information, and then he scans the disc of the vehicle, and then it will give me options in terms of who is visiting and his contact numbers. So I can either call you to say, listen, can you tell your visitor to move his vehicle? He's actually parked in the wrong parking lot. Then you can click to go out, then that. As opposed to now us running around trying to figure out, now we have intercom. Yeah, the registration. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I mentioned about the logs side, right? Let me go to logs. Okay, yeah, let me go here. Okay. Now that maybe something has happened on the complex, now we want to get the logs in terms of the scanner who was scanned right now. We need to find out who was scanned just now. But we can't wait for the device to update 3 hours. Remember, only the admins and the owners who can do this. As you can see on your app, you don't have the envelope.
Yeah.
Do you have?
Yes.
You don't have the envelope, right?
Yeah.
When you check the app, because you are just a normal user. You don't have the envelope.
I've got an envelope.
You've got an envelope?
But that's oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the event.
When you click on it, you don't get nothing.
Yeah.
When I click on it, let me do this to show. When I click on it,
Oh, there. Oh.
yeah, click on the envelope.
Envelope.
You don't get nothing there.
Nothing.
But I click,
Uh,
I get more.
oh, I see.
You see?
Okay.
So on the envelope you can click, but you're not gonna get these features.
Focus.
It's only for admins whose
Yes.
email address is linked to the device. Now you want logs.
Mm.
I can simply click on send logs. Right? Now they've contacted you, the installer. Please send logs. Can you just update the device to send logs? Something in emergency happened. We need to see. Right? You click on logs and then they just need to refresh the page. Now we have these logs. You can be able to see the color, the description, the license, the mark, the model, the vehicle registration, the expiry date. We can be able to see the visitor's contact details, the visitor's reg number, the residents who came to visit you. So now we know he came to D.
Mm.
Right? We have the resident's contact numbers. We can therefore contact him or her to say, ma'am, your visitor, the one that came in, we need to actually get more information because there's something that happened that we need to just question him.
Yeah.
Then it will give us the unit, it will give us the reason, it will give us, these are the passengers. It will give us, there were 3 of them. OTP got used none. I'll show you what it means here. None. Timestamp, it was 2025-0909 at about roughly 12:10. What we can also do is that we can go to our CCTV, check at the time frame, right? And then we can also just look at the vehicle registration. It needs to appear here. It needs to correspond with what the CCTV sees as well. Because maybe you might find they've entered with the wrong registration number and within they've changed the registration for whatever reason it is, right? And then we'll have the photo of whoever was scanned in, right? And then,
But according to the POPI law, how long is that safe?
yeah, you see, with the POPI law, what you can advise when you get the scanner is just, but sometimes it's just people being people. Some are very, very.
Yeah.
You know, you'll find those 1 or 2 people who actually know the law.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you come into a complex and you're asked to be scanned in,
Yeah.
just oblige and then be scanned in. But there's gonna be those. No,
Yeah.
why are you scanning? What are you gonna do with my information? That's why I always say with the guys, just put a board sort of at the main complex to say, we know about the POPI law, blah blah blah. Your information will not be used or shared to any advertising, blah blah blah.
Okay.
Just so that you know that we are aware about the POPI Act. So I know about that.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. So you just need to tread carefully.
Yeah.
So we can see the entrance time as well, but there's no exit time as well. All right. And then when we go to the stats, okay, we can see the total entry. There was 1, and there was no total exit for now because we even scanned him out. He was just scanned in, right? And then we go back to here. Now we scan him out because he was scanned in. Same process. Now he's coming out. He clicks on scan out, and then number of occupants. There's still 3, and then he scans the ID for the drivers. Done. He opens the exit gate. Although the relay won't come on because it's connected to output 2, this is all connected on output 1, but it's set. So we can quickly just force the logs again. Send logs. Okay, then I'm refreshing the page. You should be able now to get exit time. Let me just refresh. Come on. Send logs. Okay, doesn't want to.
Here's
Okay,
one.
but here's one.
It didn't show, no, it's
Here it shows. I just need, because it needs to show me here in terms of the exit time. It needs to show me here at the exit time. Okay, we just did this. Let me force it again. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me do this. Demo 2. Okay. Now refresh. Okay, let me try one more time. Let me refresh here. Okay, it doesn't want to.
If you log out and you log back in,
Let me try that.
just
No, I hate that.
I don't know the robot.
I hate that. Yes.
Well, that's better than doing those other little flip.
It
things.
does
You
that
need
on
to
the replay
turn the
side.
thing to Max the picture. Oh,
What's the, how many buses?
Yeah.
It does that. Okay, doesn't want to.
Okay.
Okay, it's fine. And then we have, okay, let me do this. Can anyone generate an OTP? Anyone is generated?
I've got a 8271.
An OTP?
Access, well, no, access code. Send OTP, WhatsApp. Will it actually send it to me like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you generate it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
8271.
Just hold on. So, no problem. So no problem. Then what we do is that you send the same OTP to your friend, right? Now they come to the estate or the complex. Now the guard, before he scans, do you have an OTP, man? Yes, no, yes I have. Okay. Clicks on OTP. What's the OTP?
8721.
87.
Yeah, 82.
Oh, 88.
Yeah, 82. 7.
Double eight, right?
No. 82.
82.
721.
721.
Yeah, 82, 721.
Already the 3 Mark II generated the OTP form. So the guard just continues with normal scanning to say, okay, he's an electrician. There's only 2 of them. He scans the then scans the license disc. Takes the photo of the vehicle. Then it says done. Then it says main gate. It opens.
Yeah, no, one of the estates use iNeighbor. Same thing, they've got also the QR code which you can scan. And all
Yeah.
that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Now let me. You can see the reason was an electrician. There was 2 of them, and then OTP used. It says that. So we know that he entered via an OTP.
Okay.
So all of that information is kept there on the scanner itself. Everything is kept there on the
But
scanner.
with the scanner, there's no additional cost. It's just you work on your monthly for your
in the airtime for
yeah,
ongoing
well,
costs.
yes.
Exactly, then we are done.
That's it.
Right? Then we are done. So with the gate timer, so this is essentially where the intercom would open a gate at its own time by setting, right?
Oh,
So currently today is Tuesday, right? You can set it to open the gate. Let's say ideally this was used for the schools, where during the peak times, when the parents are coming to drop off their kids, the gate will open from 5 until 8. Then 8 it will automatically close. Then it will reopen from 3 until 5. So without having to, the guard having to actually open the gate, even if the guard is not there at that moment in time, we can set the intercom to have a gate opener automatically. So right now it is 12:23. Let's say 12:25. 12:25. It needs to open and it needs to close at 12:30. Just for that 5 minutes. Then I can save and then I can update the device. So this you can do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Alright.
Say even if it's for the office work environment where the canteen will open from 10 until 10:15. 10:15 if you're not out by the time, unfortunately you're gonna work with kettles and stuff like that. So you need to be out before 10:15. So okay, it's updated.
Which is more safe because it brings us back to the alarm scenario where we did auto-arming, but auto-arming, the risk involved is if it loses time and date. Here you won't lose time and date because it's on the cloud. And
It's on the cloud.
Yeah.
It's on the cloud.
It's
Yes,
more, yeah.
Yeah, so
Much
everything
safer.
happens, yeah, it's a bit safer. So everything happens on the cloud. You set it, they know what time it works. As you can see, Saturday 11:02 it opens and 11:40 it closes. Every Saturday it will do that. So you can actually set it to however you want to
Yes.
set it. This is on output 1, we have an option on output 2 as well. This is what is called a gate timer.
Yes.
This is what is called a gate timer, where it can automatically open as well as output 2, same applies.
Yeah.
Output 1, as you can see, the gate is opened.
Open.
Yeah, as you can see, the gate is open 12:25. Alright, and then the gate is opening, and then it will stay latched on for that 5 minutes, and then after 5 minutes, the contact closes.
Okay.
Then the gate closes automatically. Right? Then while we are there, I just want to quickly show you this command here. Ignore gate control commands while gate timer is active. So what this essentially means is that while the gate timer is active, any command, other you pressing a remote, it will ignore
Oh, and
all of those
clothes and all that.
because the gate is currently opened. So if you want to do something, the visitor calls you from the intercom, he can still call you, but if you press 1, it's going to ignore that.
Okay.
But you need to tick it on the intercom itself, right? And then the allowing the gate control while in close proximity of the device, Bluetooth. If you are far away from the device, it can still open, but it takes a while for the frequency to travel from wherever you are to the gate, but it will eventually open. But we don't want that. We don't want you to open the gate while you're not in close proximity for security reasons. So you need to untick this. Tick this so that you can only open the gate while you're in close proximity of the device as well. And then enabling the guard feature. Guard feature, when you currently call the device, it will do a missed call. But if the device is inside the guard house, they want the residents to call the guard to communicate whatever information they want to communicate. This function is available, it is there, right? It is there. I'm not going to go through all of these things, some of them are irrelevant to us. And then the PABX, this is a switchboard, which is something cool. Not all intercoms do that, in fact. This is a switchboard where I've tested with keep, where if you call keep now, it will actually say dial 1 for sales, 2 for press 1 for sales, 2 for repairs, 3 for blah blah blah. No intercom does that except this one. If you know that you're installing it for this type of setup where they've got different buildings and businesses, and within that business there's a switchboard, you need to enable this functionality. So you can, what you do is that you put the main number of the business as a user, so that if they press 1, it will actually call keep access, but it will go through the switchboard, where it will give you options to press 1, press 2, press 3 to dial the sales repairs, and it will go directly to them. So it does give you that option and that functionalities. And then this is where you put your Wi-Fi, your SSID, your solid state identifier. This is where you put your password of the Wi-Fi, where it will connect via Wi-Fi. But again, remember, 10 meters line of sight from the router itself, or else connectivity issues. But you at least have an option for the secondary connectivity, which is your GSM. And then audio settings, 55 seconds duration from the call during the, but you can push it to lesser than that or more than that if you want to. And then you have your speaker volumes and your microphone volumes, and then you have your device information. Come on, this is your device information. This is the geolocation. If you currently, oh, I didn't send you an OTP. When I send an OTP, this is the geolocation of where our company is. If you click on it, it gives you the Google map of where we are. This is the geolocation. I got it from Google Maps, took it down, inserted onto this block here, and then it will give you this. As you can see, it says this address will appear in the visitor's one-time PIN invite message. It will appear when I send an invite. It gives you the subscription, it gives you the airtime management, it gives you the device name and the device registration date. It was registered on the 14th November 2025, hence it's expiring or renewing due dates on the 14th of following year. Notifications. This is your notifications in terms of SMS wise. And then this is where I was telling you about where you can send alert when the battery voltage drops below 10.5 volts. This is the default. You can set it to 8 volts, 5 volts, depending on what the case is, and then it will send you an alert. And then you have your reports, which is something cool as well, where the device will send you the reports daily, monthly, weekly, in terms of who went in, who went out. If the managing agencies want that, they don't necessarily need to log into the portal. It will send it via email, their logs. You can put their email address here. If there's a secondary person, put their email address there. You can put at what time. Mine sends it every morning at 9 a.m. So you can put different times in terms of when do they want this email to be sent. The daily, monthly, weekly, and then the system will do that. If it's a system that is making outgoing calls, your minis, your index, your complex, and then this part here is the where you can send an email when the airtime is lower than 20 rands, 40 rands. This is one of the things that I've mentioned with Com to implement a while ago, to say we have issues with data because with Com you need data to connect to cloud, right? So when there is no data on the SIM card, it goes offline, and you'll find guys will travel very far. Just when it comes to me, when I check at the SIM card, there was no data. It drove all the way because there was no data. So I asked them, is there a way that we can actually, because the portal is misleading as well. With the Com portal, I don't really like to look at that information and just say it is what it is. So with this one, at least the airtime value can be able to be sent to you to let you know that your airtime is currently running low, you need to load. It can send you that notification, which is something cool. Even when the device is offline, mine for more than 6 hours, it will send me a notification to say my device has been offline. I can now know that, oh, there's a problem. Even if I can put it on 1 hour to be proactive, 3 hours, I can put it on 3 hours to say, at 3 hours, if the device has been off, it needs to let me know. Then I can be proactive to go to site to check what might be the problem. Right? Then, okay, these are your inputs, outputs, so this you don't need to configure anything, you just leave as is. Not unless you want to increase the pulse time to latch it for quite longer. Then these are your app buttons. As you can see now, you're getting on main gate. This is what you see on your app. But also, you also see exit gate. But let's say, for example, I want to hide this button. If you log in now, you're not going to be able to see the exit button. This is an instance whereby maybe the gate motor went in for a service. Now we don't want people to press that button because it's not there, it's not working. Other people might have a fuss to say, but why is the button there if it's not? You know, some other people are quite difficult to understand. So I'd rather take that button away so that when they log in, there's not that button anymore. The gate is maybe it's put on manual. It's gonna be opened via manual. While the gate motor went in for service, someone maybe ramped on it. Something happened. We can take that button out, which is something cool, I think. So that you don't need to explain everything. We just leave the main gate, main entrance, and the tech gate buttons on the app. Then, as soon as we refit the motor in, then we go back to the portal. We unclick this.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna receive the exit button back on their app, which is something cool. And then you have your
Just put the button back, please.
the exit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was actually,
Let me put
it
it
had a
there.
quick response.
No, let me
I
get it.
didn't even have to refresh.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have to refresh.
Yeah, no,
Oh, it popped up.
Yeah, it sort of went missing as I was in.
Yeah.
But the response.
But that's how quick it is. To
Mm.
anything you alter
Yeah.
instantly.
For that 8 button, you say about the energizer, so we can edit here. From
The energizer, if you want to, I'll show you what the energizer I had. I hope I didn't delete it. Oh fuck, I did. So what happens with the energizer is the same thing that you see here. On the energizer, when you switch it on and off on your app, right? You're gonna have the same buttons here. You're gonna have your status. You're gonna have your switch on, fence on, and fence off, and status, and high
Okay.
voltage and low voltage. Those you can configure as well. If you want to say maybe 10 on fence, you can write 10 on fence. It will write 10 on fence on your app. But on default, it will say fence on. Another button is fence off. Another one is status. Another one is high voltage. Another one is low voltage. Because you can actually put it on low voltage so that it passes at the low voltage and high voltage. But you can also set it on the portal to say, like the gate timer, right? You can also do the same thing that between midnight, it needs to be on high voltage, but I don't need to switch it off during maybe let's say 5 a.m. It switches off high voltage and it goes to low voltage from 5 until perhaps the afternoon. Like for example, if it's a school, you don't need high voltage during the periods or during the breaks. The learners are playing around, you don't need high voltage. But you need the fence to be on. You can set it up like that. That during the school, maybe let's say 6 a.m. it goes on low voltage. That's when the kids are starting to come in. It's low voltage up until 4. That's when everyone is out, and then it goes back to high voltage. You can set it up like that. The app buttons, you can configure them like that as well. If the energizer went in for a repair, you can quickly just hide those buttons, so that maybe the client doesn't need to, maybe by mistake, go to the app and switch it on while the app is not, while the energizer is not there. But remember, it only works on JVAs, Galaga, and your Melons, which is your M18 and M28, not your Wizards, not your Droids, right? And then your, device logs. Come on. Okay, these are the device logs. As you can see, this button was unit 33. Button pressed. He pressed 1. The duration of the call lasted 10 seconds, and this is the timestamp of the call. And then, as well as these are, this is not for you ideally, but this is more for us when we do troubleshooting. Most of the time, you'll find an installer will say they're not receiving OTPs. They're not getting OTPs, the gate isn't opening, or they didn't receive welcome message. I go here and I'm able to see everything. I can be able to see the gate controlled, but there was an error. It didn't control it. Maybe the device was updating at the time, but can we see the status was delivered here? There was an error. I did send the logs. This is my number. I sent logs, and I can get all of these. I want to go to the welcome message that you guys received. This is the welcome message that you guys received. These are your telephone numbers, so I can be able to see what delivered at what time, and so forth. So I'm able to see all of this information. So this is a very good one in terms of troubleshooting. I can see that the gate, exit gate was controlled. I can be able to see, I want to see another log here. Where's that? Okay, let me just go here. OTP. That was the OTP. The OTP the 62050.
Yeah.
We can do it to see. We can do it to see the user. I can see that, and then the gate was controlled, and then I can be able to see this is my number. And then lots of things. This was the global code that was used. This was output 1, and then it was on the wired keypad. But unfortunately, with the global code, as I've mentioned, I cannot see who. I just see global code, and it triggered output 1. It will give me the time, and then says global code, and that's it. Nothing else, nothing more. So it's a bit difficult, and then we have to go to the CCTV exactly and see what who triggered and what time and stuff like that. So as you can see, lots of information is there. But this is the device logs. You can get the signal, your voltage here, and you get the firmware, and you get the IME number, timestamp, and then yeah, this is just about it. And then share device. So as you can see, I'm the owner of the device. Only myself that can share the device here. It will give me access to do that. But Lawrence here cannot do that because he's an admin. And Accentronix, they cannot do that because they are admins as well. Only me that can share the device. If I want to share the device with you or with him or with her, they have to give me the email address. I put it here. And then I give them either full admin rights or I just give them manage access control only, which is what I've mentioned, that you'll agree with the client that the system I will manage it, you just manage the who's coming in, who's going out. Then I'll deal with the rest. Then you can just give them manage access control only, where they have that functionality, and then you can share that device with them as soon as they have that, right? So this is just about the portal side. So I just want to go to the app side again. Can you just go to the app again to show you some other cool things? So as you can see on the app, there is a panic, right? A button that's written panic. So when you click on that, it says the feature is coming soon. So what Accentronix wants to do with this is that they want to create it in such a way that when a user presses this, it sends us all an alert on our phones to say there's an emergency that is happening.
That's loaded to that device.
Exactly, that's loaded to this device, which is something cool, right? And then Android Auto, which is another cool feature with this app. So your Android Photo, if your client is is driving a car that is a Google enabled car, where you can be able to speak to the car. You know these smart cars? Yeah, Google open the windows, audio do this, BMW do this. So with this one, if your client is driving one of these cars, you can configure the buttons of the app on his vehicle. Where he doesn't necessarily need to open his phone when he gets to the gate. He can just scroll on his dashboard and the entrance gate will pop there on his dashboard and he clicks there and then the gate opens. But only within close proximity. So basically it doesn't need his phone. As long as you've enabled this audio, the Android Auto, it will have that functionality. You just need to also just assign what button it needs to be assigned for that device, but only within close proximity. His phone is there, or the back of the vehicle, or the boot. He just scrolls on this dashboard, he goes, boop, the gate opens, right? Then you'll have the last button here, which is another cool feature. So what I want you to do, I want you to press and hold your screen. There must be option that's written your widget. Do you see widget?
Yes.
Click on widget, right? Then click on it. Accentronix. You must be able to see Accentronix there. If you go below. Click on it, press and hold. Okay, go to the widget. You need to configure the widget.
got that. I put that one now in
Yeah.
there.
So the widget is just a mini app, right? So what I've got here is this here, alright? So if I double tap here, it opens the gate.
Oh,
I didn't go to the app.
yeah. It's just like a quick button.
Yeah, it's like a quick button.
Quick access.
Just a mini app. I don't need to necessarily log into the app to be able to get this functionality, which is something cool. You just double tap on it and then the gate opens, which is something you can sell to the client as well. To say,
Yes.
you don't really need to open the app and go to the app. You just go to the widget and then just double tap and then it opens the gate for you. Everybody saw it. Press and hold that screen sound. Ki Huawei. Oh.
Okay. I like it.
Aibo. Reka phone. But man,
Same.
can't.
Even mine.
Serious, but man.
Yeah.
Our fit.
Eu que filho.
Honor.
And yours?
Yeah, you go on a go.
Yeah, you see,
Oh, this, what was that?
you see, you've got here's widget, right? You click here, right? Then Accentronix. Then here you say add. Then we configure.
Yeah.
Click on it. You configure. We want this entrance gate. Boom. Now you have it, right?
Oh,
Now
so
you
the
go.
configuring you have to
There you go.
select. Okay.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, you have to select.
Okay, I'll see that.
Ah,
I
yeah.
know it looks like a phone or a how it's fine.
My man.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, this one. You press and hold. Key here, I want to widget.
Maybe we differ the phone here.
Serious? Then key here.
It's something like this.
Press and hold.
No, Rocky Fihlokwa, I think I did
Double the.
Yeah.
Mara tamele ubonise widget mo. Tamele hlahise mo go fatshe. No.
And I know what it is when I do this.
Mm-hmm.
Is for when I want to access the card and then get
Fast, yeah.
fast.
Oh.
I can give such an
Yeah. Yeah, so usually
Yeah.
when you press and hold, yeah, when you have
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
So then we are go this and then we are go the widget.
Okay.
Because now current keys on it, keys.
Mm.
So when I double tap, it will like it. Yeah.
No, I think it's more of the same thing because now
And then-
I use that, then it goes to the card. Then I can tap.
It's shortcut.
Yeah, shortcut.
Oh. So you saw yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. Double tap and then yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't need to go
No, that's
to the app.
I love all these lucky packets of
Yeah,
products.
this little things that they chop.
Yes.
Yeah, we know. So yeah.
Yeah, that's easy for the elderly, for the old lady that
Yeah,
just-
doesn't want to open.
Yeah,
They just unlock the phone and
Exactly.
then tap. Then
Yeah.
the gate opens, especially for the lazy ones. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. Especially for the lazy ones. So yeah, that's just about it. I think we've covered everything. Yeah, I think we've covered. Is there any questions? I think we've covered
Yeah.
most of the stuff. Or I just didn't show you how to assign the remote. Okay, let me quickly do that because I even don't want a remote chair. Okay, so if you want to assign a remote to a specific individual, a user, you have a remote chair. Then you click on you. Oh, I'm already on the user list. Then I go to that individual. Then I go to remotes. These are the tags. If I want to assign tags, then these are the remotes. I go to remotes. Then I have options. I have either a pre-registered tag which is this one, remote, sorry, which is this one here. This is pre-registered, meaning that I can assign it to that individual and hand him the remote. Same thing happens when you're doing this offsite, like I've mentioned. When you're doing it offsite, then when they need to assign, the caretaker will go to the pre-registered remote. He will have a long list here, and then he just clicks on that individual, he holds the remote, and then he links, and then it is assigned. But while they are here, they're not going to work. But let's say, for an example, you're just assigning 2 remotes for the guest. And then you go to the gateway. Gateway needs to be the device that is closest, right? And then let me just untick this. Then reference is the remote. Then device to control. This device here, and then output is 1. Then I go to quick learn. Then it asks me to press 3 times. I press it 3 times. Oh, I've added this one. I've added this one. I've added this one. Let me do this. Check if it 1, 2, 3. Okay. Quick learn. I 4 0. Then this is this one here. And which is update this. Then this is here. Okay. Yeah, but more or less that's how it works. I just want to quickly update it. Check. With the text, you do the same. Then it's going to ask you to click on the tag reader, and then you click on the tag reader, and then it reads the serial number of the tag reader, and then you assign it to them.
The nice thing is you can do it off-site and
Yeah, you can.
and then they can just go.
Yeah, if you are offsite, right?
Yeah.
What you do is that let me make an example. If I'm assigning remotes to the workshop device, which is this one here. I go to the specific device, right? I go here, and then I go to remote tags, right? I go to remotes, and I go to manage pre-registered remotes. My gateway, I need to change it. But let's say, for example, I'm not changing it. Let's say this device is in my workshop. The device I want to assign this remote to is at my workplace. Then I go here, and then I say the gateway, I'm using this one that's closest to me. And then I say LAN. Okay, it's offline. Let me do another one that is online. Let me do this one that is online that I know is on the display. Where is it? Where is it? This one, yeah, the mini. Okay, I go here. Okay, I go to the minis online. I go to remotes and tags. I go to gateways, this one here. Can you remove this? Reference is the remote. Then I say quick. And I press it 1, 2, 3. Right? Then I close. Then I go to site, and then I hand this remote, right? So what they do is that when they log in, they go to
client.
Yeah, they go to the same device, obviously.
Yeah.
This one here. And then they go to, let me say, Chris. They want to assign this remote that I just gave it to them to Chris. They go to the remote here, and they go to link a pre-registered remote. And then it will appear here, and then they just link it to Chris, and then Chris is linked successfully. But it won't work because we need to update it.
Yes.
So either update the device. So I've done this off-site.
Yeah, they do the allocation.
Yeah, I don't need to sit on site. I'm quite busy. And there's other jobs today. Today's hectic.
Yeah.
I just need to quickly grab 10 remotes, do them off-site, and then just simply go to site, hand them over, and then job done. Right? This is how you essentially do it. Alright, the remote. Same applies with the tags. You do the same with the tag readers. You just land them, and then it will be linked and assigned to that individual. Every transaction that he presses or she presses will have logs of that. Right, yeah. So essentially, yeah, in a nutshell, that's how Accentronix works.
Love it.
That's how Accentronix works. Any questions? You all good? Now, I'm going to give you my numbers. Please take them down if there's any questions that you might have. But I want to emphasize so that